something.
Say something. Say something. Hi, this is Missy.
And this is Elizabeth. And welcome to You Should Meet My Friend. Where are we right now, Missy?
We are sitting in my guest house with Elizabeth.
Yay!
In Utah. So much fun. Just spent a day out in Logan Canyon and showing you the mountains.
Beautiful parts of northern Utah.
So we went to Tony Grove. That was the first place. Walked around the lake. Saw a million wildflowers. And then headed to Bear Lake where we ran into 4 lovely police officers.
We did. Pictures to be shared later.
That's right. And then down into Bear Lake and a little coffee, a little treat, and back home. It's been a good day.
Yeah, just absolutely beautiful.
And while we were there, we thought of some great questions to ask for next season.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have to try them out before we try them out on other people.
Yeah. I am very excited. I was worried that because we had the world's longest season 3, I was worried that you were getting tired of podcasting.
No, not at all. No.
Good.
In fact, now I'm like, I think I'll have more free time. At least that's what I say. Right. But life happens. And that's what happened this spring.
Exactly.
You and I both had challenges, which we talked about before.
Exactly.
So, no, it's all good. It's fun. I find I'm always like putting away like little, I should remember to talk about that. Or we should discuss this in our podcast. Yeah.
And we constantly uncover surprises.
Oh, yes.
Even in people we think we know pretty well.
I know, right?
Yep.
It happened last night when we were with my sister. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we should really interview that person. Yeah. So, no, it's still fun. I think it'll always be fun.
Yeah. I did feel like a teeny bit of a rock star because your sister and brother-in-law were like, that voice. We know that voice because we'd never met. I heard tons about him, but never met him face to face. So
that was the first time. Exactly.
And it's been so great seeing your sons that are they're grown men now.
They are.
It's so
They're
lovely.
grown. And yeah, we talked about, I think you and I are lucky. We got 5 between the two of us, 5 really good adults that we've put out into the world.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, yeah. But thank you for traveling all the way to Utah.
Oh,
I'll have to return the favor.
Absolutely. We've been to my part of the world, but I haven't been to your part of the world. So.
I know. But I hope to do some more traveling.
All I've been doing is sending pictures saying we must come back.
Good. I will clear the Airbnb for you guys to stay here. No, it's great having you here. And sorry it's quick. And some of us have to work. And yeah.
Quick is better than nothing.
This is true. And I think we've packed a lot into 24 hours.
I think so.
So much so I had to take a nap.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny because I've had more visitors here than I've ever had anywhere that I've lived.
Oh, really?
Yeah. More than DC and overseas and Seattle. This is the one place. And it's so odd because where I live, I think, is up and out of the way.
Yeah.
But a lot of people pass through northern Utah or are in the Salt Lake area. And one day I had a friend that posted a picture and she was in downtown Salt Lake. And I was like, hey, girl. And so I went down the next day and we had lunch and we caught up after not seeing her for 10 years or so. And so.
Very nice.
A lot more visitors here.
Yep. So between eating delicious meals and seeing beautiful mountains, we have been actually doing podcast business.
We have. This has been a business trip for you. If only we had an LLC and we could just write it off. Write this whole trip off.
Exactly.
No. Yeah. I don't always want it to be business, but I'm like, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
For the two of us to actually be sitting with each other. If we were recording this video, you would see us sitting next to each other. And we discussed questions and guests and how much we've grown and what all we want to do next.
Yep, we have some good ideas out there for guests. And we do want to say that we are open to any and all suggestions for guests.
That's right.
From our huge audience.
Huge.
Our dozens and dozens of listeners. Please let us know if you yourself or a friend has an interesting, awesome story that needs to be shared.
I should have We should have taken this to Herm's this morning for breakfast. We could have interviewed people there.
Right.
All the people that know my name by now.
I was telling Missy earlier, I noticed this, that we have not been to a place yet in her town that she doesn't know people. And not by name, but
no.
How are things? How's so-and-so in your life?
Exactly. Still a small town. People are like, oh, it's growing so fast. But it's still, I visit the same places all the time. Yeah. Very cool. Still a small town.
Yeah. So over Able Skeevers.
Yes. I still can't say that.
In Bear Lake. Yes. Which are small Swedish pancake thingies.
Yes.
We discussed what we think our season 4 guest question should be.
Yes. Obviously, we're sticking with 2 that we've done for every season, which is asking people if they have an organization that they would like to share so that I almost said readers. I'm like, people aren't reading this. Our listeners can maybe look into those organizations, support those organizations. And we had a really good conversation about why those suggestions are so important.
Definitely. Because the world is a bit of a dumpster fire at the moment.
To say the least.
And while that is very overwhelming, that doing small, positive, local things to the best of your ability and your capability is really how we're going to change the world.
And to maybe support the things instead of saying, I'm not going to support these things. Mm-hmm. But to put your money towards people, projects, and do to you in your own backyard.
Absolutely.
So we like sharing those. And of course, we'll take suggestions for the big ones too, if they mean something to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the other one being if our guests want to recommend somebody. It's the best way we can get guests for future podcasts. We often tap into those and they respond sometimes with shock. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they recommended me. But it really is the best way. We say here, I'm like, I know a lot of people. Why can't I think of somebody? And then in conversation, people will be like, you should really
talk to so-and-so.
So-and-so.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that has been a somewhat consistent answer we get is we say, we want to talk to you because we think you're extraordinary. Yes. And you have something important to share. And almost always the response we get is, who, me? No, not me. And that is not true at all. Because I don't think there's many humans in this earth that don't have some unique story or perspective that is interesting to share.
Maybe that should be our tagline. Who, me? Not me. Yes, you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
People underestimate, I think, their stories and their impact on other people.
Absolutely.
And there's a quote that says something about someone out there has a favorite coffee mug because you gave it to them or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think about that a lot. My house is full of things that people have given me, or I don't want to get rid of it because it reminds me of that time with a friend or with a family member.
Or something tough you got through together.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
My house is a little bit of a diary of all the good and bad and all the friends and all the people that I've come in contact and things that people have made for me, which I love and I'll probably never get rid of because...
Yep.
Yeah. I still have those earrings you made for me.
Oh,
the heart ones. They're still some of my favorite.
Oh, good.
One time I thought I lost them and I was like, oh my gosh. I wonder if Elizabeth will make me another pair.
Of course.
I should probably take a picture of them because you're probably like, what ones? I've made a lot of earrings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So our new thoughts on new questions. Why don't you give the first one we talked about?
The first one is, and you can help elaborate because I did write these down over coffee and I'm
Able Skeevers.
See, thank you. Thank you. Donuts. Can we call them donuts? No, but let me see. What quote, Bible verse, mantra do you live by? You want to elaborate on that at all?
I guess we didn't want to If you hear Bible verse or mantra, you might think it has to be a certain way. But honestly, it's what are your words to live by? And sometimes you may have a huge collection of words to live by.
Yes.
So it might be what is working for you at the moment.
And we talked about inspiration and drive today on our inspiring drive today. We talked about inspiration and drive and what drives people. And so maybe that is words of affirmation or,
We're talking about some of the guests we'd like to get. And a lot of them we're curious about because they have a unique drive that seems to propel them forward with lots of energy. And we have curiosity about why is that?
Right. And thank you for pointing out drive sounds like describes a person that maybe has a lot of energy but sometimes,
type A.
Type A. Yeah. But drive can also be the quiet reasons why you do what you do.
The endurance.
The endurance to keep going.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then another question we came up with is, I love music and I love it when people put me on to a certain musician or a song or in a TV show or a movie. I'm like, oh, what's that song? I'm constantly pausing the show for Google to catch up and say, this is who this song is by. So the question is going to be, what is a song or a musician you put on blast when you're having a bad day?
Yep.
When you need some drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Or some inspiration.
When I was deployed, my office was on the other side of the base from basically the rest of the Air Force.
Yeah.
And I was lucky in that I had a vehicle that was essentially mine.
Nice.
And so it was about one song between the headquarters building and my office. And I think that most of that year, the song was Pink's song, So What?
Oh, yeah. That's a good song. Anything by Pink.
And I would play it so loud that I once pulled into my parking spot and the windows were shut on the truck. And I pulled into the parking spot and I turned off the truck and I got out and the first sergeant was like, you are going to damage your hearing, because I could completely hear perfectly the words to that song.
Wow.
While you were in a closed vehicle.
That is great.
And it definitely was a song that got me through some tough days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think music is so important. And just like you said, it's like sometimes it's a bookmark to certain points in your life. And I know this sounds, oh my goodness, you were paying attention to that. But I remember Cohen was being rushed to the ER from school. And I just remember I had the radio station on. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I got to remember this song, because it was so prolific at that moment. It was just what I needed to hear. And that's happened so many times throughout my life. And then on the other side of that, one of my favorite memories is we were driving in Spain and the radio's on and Chris starts to sing every word to bills. I've got bills. I've got to pay.
Yeah, yeah.
And because AFN played it. And just like you, he left the house every day. It took him the same amount of time to get to work. And AFN played the same music in a row.
Every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. And me and the boys we were laughing until we were crying. We were just so amazed that he knew every word to the song. And so still to this day, when I hear that, it makes me laugh and sometimes cry, because I'm like, oh, that was a great moment.
Well, tell me again the story you told me earlier about Cohen playing in church recently and how you decided what he needed for graduation.
Yeah. And that's another moment. He was playing on his trombone, How Great Thou Art. And it's a classic old school hymnal. And it just brought me to tears. And so that's when I decided, you know what? That kid needs his own euphonium to play in adulthood. And I hope he never stops playing, because it's a gift and it moves me every time I hear that song. So if people need to start thinking about these questions so that when we call on them, they will already
They're not surprised.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then we came up with one more, which is a good one, is what is a food or a smell that invokes a good memory?
Which I got to say, I'm slightly stealing from another podcast I listened to
Yeah.
called Table Manners.
Okay.
Is the name of it. And it's all based on food, and they eat a meal together and they talk about different things.
Fun.
Food related.
Yeah.
Right. So what is a food or a smell, you think?
You go first.
Me go first. It probably would be one of the standard Christmas cookies that have been made since as long as I can remember. And now we make two. One of them is, and Greg will complain that neither of these have chocolate in them, but yet they disappear every Christmas. One is Spritz cookies, which you make with a cookie press.
Yeah.
And they're like 98% butter. And the other ones are called Hungarian pastries. Why? I don't know. And it's like you use Crisco in the dough. So it's a real pie crusty kind of dough. And you put apricot spread in the middle. And then you dust them with about an inch of powdered sugar. And
super.
So good.
Yeah. It is amazing how the Europeans have it right. They understand that sitting down to a good meal with friends and a bottle of wine and good food, it just invokes all these memories and good conversations. Yep. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, I can make a cookbook of all the recipes my friends have taught me to make. It's like you go and visit people and you're like, oh, I loved the way you made that or whatever. But I think one of my favorites is my mom every once in a while would be off during the week. So you'd get off the bus and walking up the driveway, you could already smell the pot roast that was in the crock pot.
Oh, yum.
And I knew it was like, oh, my mom's home. She didn't get to cook like that a lot, but when she did, it was like, oh. And I'm sure it wasn't always pot roast, but she would have been cleaning and cooking all day and the windows would be open and usually like there was music playing and it's just like this memory that, and of course both of my grandmothers were good bakers and cooks and so.
What'd your mom do for a living? I don't think
She was a respiratory therapist.
Oh.
Yeah. But it had a horrible schedule, which meant holidays and weekends and But and I always think, what are my kids going to remember? Oh, I always love moms. I'm always afraid I haven't left them with those things. But every once in a while, one of my boys will be like, hey, can you send me your recipe for...
Yep.
And much like my mom, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to figure out, because I just do it by memory. I'm not good with...
having it written down.
Getting it. Yeah. So
I did that a couple Christmases ago. I took all the family favorite recipes that have been written down here and there. And some are ones that I just picked up over the years. And now I find all kinds of interesting stuff on the internet, of course, to try out.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. But I put it all together for each of the kids.
My mom did that for my boys. And she just, some of her best recipes, and she just made little cookbooks. Yeah. They're all out on their own. And she wanted them to have something that they could,
Emma likes to bake, and I consider that a huge victory.
My husband's an amazing baker because he's patient. I'm not patient. I'm like, we can skip that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because Greg can make food to survive.
Oh, really?
But he's not a cook or a baker.
And let's just say, when I'm not around,
which is not to say he doesn't have other skills.
True.
It's just the kitchen is not one of them.
True. And my husband will cook, and I give him credit. A lot of times I have to say, okay, I'm not going to be home. Cook this, or I've started this. You can finish it. He can follow a recipe. But if he has to meal plan, I'm like, are you a college student? Where did you even find this? Is this in my house and you made this? I remember one time my mom, I don't know why, I guess she just hadn't gone to the grocery store. And it was like, she just made whatever she had.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know, like hot dogs and tapioca pudding and something else. And we still to this day are like, hey, Mom, what are we going to have? Is it going to be hot dogs and something else and tapioca pudding? And she's, that was one time. And I'm like, I know, but it's just fun to teach you.
I have this childhood memory of a side dessert in the 70s. You'd probably even call this a salad, which was pineapple rings, like out of the can,
Yeah.
and Velveeta cheese.
What? Oh.
And I get the same response from Greg and my children. And I've been meaning to ask my brother, like, do I just have this warped in my brain? But I swear that was something that we had and we loved. And it can only come out of the 70s.
I don't know. We could go to the store right now and get some pineapple rings and Velveeta cheese.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Was that a dessert? A side dish?
I don't
a dip?
remember.
That is
I don't
crazy.
know. I have to talk to my mom and my brother and see if I can verify that that was a thing or if I didn't misremember.
Yeah. And if you have something like maybe your family has bizarre food traditions, like you were talking about Christmas, we always have to have monkey pull apart bread on Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care where we are, we have to have it. But in my family, my grandfather grew up obviously during the Depression. And in their household, because money was tight, you ate whatever you put on your plate. So if you took too much, you had to eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you took something you didn't like it, you still had to eat it. And so my family has adopted this meal because he always liked it. And now it's a rite of passage for anybody who joins our family. You just have to eat it once. We don't care. It was like sausage, Eckrich sausage links.
Sure.
Fried potatoes, green beans, and warm chocolate pudding drizzled on top.
He had me until chocolate pudding.
I know, right? He thought it was gravy. And it was pudding. And his mom was like, you have to eat it. And so he's okay. And so he ate it and he just liked it from then on. And it's the chocolate pudding on top of the potatoes. Yeah. And there is such a thing called like chocolate gravy or something.
Oh, yeah. Like mole sauce from Hispanic cooking has got chocolate in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He was just extra international and he didn't realize
He was ahead of his time. Lots of mole in the 20s in Wabash County, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it was it's so funny. And then my grandmother always made persimmon pudding, which persimmons, a lot of them grow in the Midwest. And even we still have the same baking dish, and my cousin still makes it every year. And sometimes it's one serving has been taken or two servings, but it's not a family holiday until someone brings a persimmon pudding. And my cousin, she's a cousin by marriage, she has adapted it and made it a little more delectable and turned it into a cake. But even Guthrie has mastered persimmon pudding because it's just, again, it's just one of those family heirloom foods that I think you pass down. So be careful what you cook. Your kids may be like terrorized by it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of, I was usually pretty mellow about my kids trying stuff because I just didn't have time to enforce.
Yeah.
You must try everything I make.
Yeah.
So I was more about if chicken nuggets is what you would eat, then that's what I would make because I just didn't feel like I had a lot of extra time to. And if they don't eat vegetables right now, I'm sorry, but that's for future partners.
There you go.
Enforce,
exactly.
Not me.
Exactly. We're not talking about just one particular kid, but anyways. Yeah, I was never that way too. I don't know. My personal opinion was I'm an adult and there's things I don't like. Mm-hmm. I would be really upset if somebody was like, you have to eat mushrooms.
Yeah.
I don't like mushrooms. So I wouldn't want to go to your house and you'd be like, I made mushrooms, you must eat them.
To this day, I despise fried eggs because my mom made me a fried egg and she would not let me off the table until I finished it.
See?
Which I'm sure there was some other butting of heads going on besides the fried eggs.
Yeah.
But
I had an aunt that made me choke down peas. Took a lot of therapy and a lot of trying. I like peas now. It's just not out of a can.
Yeah
I learned,
exactly.
Okay, those are disgusting. Fresh peas, frozen peas, you betcha. And I still, every time I have peas, I'm like, she'd be so proud of me. I'm eating my peas. But it was the same thing. It was like I was at her house and I couldn't get up and I couldn't go play until I ate those peas. And so I was never the same way too. I just had to spend my energy in different. Yeah. I'm like, you're sitting here, you're eating.
Yep.
Yeah.
I looked at, it's so funny because Emma brought this up recently. right before I deployed, I just wrote down a whole bunch of stuff. And I put a title page on it even that says Mommy's Book of Lists.
Oh, yeah.
And it was things like what to eat and what the daily schedule was and what went into lunches and that kind of thing. Because we were having a bunch of different people come in and help Greg take care of the kids. And it said common weekday meals were chicken nuggets, taquitos, French toast sticks, and something else that we would consider just nutritionally not awesome. But whatever it took to just
That's right.
get through the day. That's all that mattered.
That's right. And then you have the opposite. We went to my mother-in-law's one time, and she was making dinner. And she goes, I have chicken nuggets for the kids. And Guthrie, I don't know, he must have been 4, 5, I don't know. And he starts in his quiet way crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, I don't like chicken nuggets. And so my mother-in-law was like, what do you want? And he's, I want what you're having. And she learned very quick. I think she probably still has those chicken nuggets in the freezer. He just was always one. He didn't like hot dogs. He didn't like, fish sticks or chicken nuggets, peanut butter. He didn't like peanut butter. So at a really young age, it was like, what do you feed a kid? He wanted steak and chicken and salmon. And so I was
Were all 3 boys different about their likes and dislikes?
Absolutely. And my mom was here, and before she left, she goes, I just want to tell you, all 3 of your boys are so uniquely different, and they have their own personalities, and they get along really well. But she's just, I love the uniqueness.
Yeah.
And it's funny how I'll cook a meal that I've cooked like a million times, and then just recently somebody was like, I really don't like this, but I eat it anyways. I was like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
I would make you something else or not cook it on a day you're here.
Yeah.
Guthrie has decided casseroles are just not really sophisticated enough. He would rather have salmon or a steak so.
I remember talking to my mom once about her love of meatloaf I said something like that. Oh, we used to have it all the time or don't you like it? And she goes, I hate meatloaf. And I'm like, but we had it all. And she said, that was because your father loved it. It was not my thing, but I made it because he liked it. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
But
I remember one time, again, my mom worked a full-time job and then had to come home and cook. And I don't know why. She just decided to feed us. I don't know what the situation was, but we had TV dinners. And my dad was like, you could never make these again. And it would be all right. It was like, and she was like, you don't like them? And it had to be back in the early 80s when she did this.
That
when
was
they
treat.
And I thought it was awesome because you got dessert with it.
Yeah.
But he just was like, nah, that's not going to fly. And I will say my husband has been so gracious and forgiving because there's some meals I'm like, okay, you don't have to eat this. I will make something else. He's like, I don't care. He's he goes with the flow and he won't eat split pea soup, which is fine. I don't like mush either. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like cooking, so I'm going to make some elaborate meal and then it flops. And he's like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He chose well.
I did. I chose someone who just eats. He doesn't care. Not finicky. There's not much he won't eat or drink or Yeah.
All right. So we've talked lots about food.
So, food.
You can tell what's central in our life.
I think it's been a very nostalgic summer. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's the age we're at. Remember, we talked a lot just today about summer camps and going to the lake with family and just all the nostalgia.
Exactly. Yep.
It's amazing what your brain holds on to.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be interesting to hear everybody else's questions. So I'm excited. We've got a few people in the pipeline.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk you into interviewing our children.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because I think we should have all on at the same time.
That would be very interesting.
Now, if we could get all of them and the 2 of us in the same place at the same time
to
do a recording, that would be like a gold medal effort.
Oh my gosh.
Let alone what we actually talk about when we do get them
I don't know.
together.
Where's the middle? Is that like Missouri or someplace? I don't know. We'll be in some, I don't know, cabin on the Mississippi trying to record this. But yeah, we'll work on that. You said a very important point, and I think it's something that I need to do better at is praising your kids in front of them or to them, like talking about them and just telling them that I think you're a good human and I'm proud of you and I love that you do this. And
I think this came up because I got to do some volunteer work with my son Mike, and it was really fun, just the chance to spend some time together and help each other out, and we had a great time.
I don't know how you feel, but obviously I loved my kids when they were little, but I love like my adult kids.
Oh yeah, me too.
This is a great time in their lives. There's a lot of exciting things going on, changes, new chapters, and it's just so exciting to be a part of. And it's one thing for them to pee in the potty, but it's another thing for them to graduate high school or college or get engaged or whatever it may be. So bigger things to cheer on. And,
absolutely.
It's an exciting time. And this has been so much fun having you here.
I know. I might move back here.
That's lovely. Okay. I will make room for you. Maybe not in this apartment, but you are always welcome here.
Thank you.
I tell a lot of people, like, you come through the gates and I just want people to be at peace. And I'm like, you can leave your baggage and your drama at the front gate.
Yep.
I don't need it here. And later we're probably going to go, I don't know, sip a drink on the front porch. We will do that. That'll probably be an after dinner activity.
I had my coffee this morning outside in my pajamas, which you can do here.
You can.
There's only us out here.
That is right.
And it was cool enough to put on a long sleeve shirt, which feels really great in the middle of July.
Right. I know you kept saying, "Oh, it's so nice today," and it was cooler than it has been. It's like high 80s, but I forget sometimes how good we have it here.
Yeah.
And then to be up in a mountain. On a mountain lake, and so it's been a good time.
Absolutely.
We may have to make this a habit.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again.
Yep. Okay, listeners. Okay. You know what questions are coming, and please let us know who you think we should interview. And I might actually go back and listen to the previous podcast to figure out those suggestions that long left my brain and circle back to.
I'm sure we wrote them down and then moved on to another season. And it happens.
Yep.
And
All right.
Okay. Challenge is on.
All right. Friend.
New season coming.
Yep.
Bye, friends.
Find us at facebook.com/YSMMF podcast and Instagram at YSMMF podcast for episode announcements. Thanks.